The worst and least helpful part of our society is not any one thing, but rather a multitude of things that can be best summed up as our inability to problem solve, because we're always so caught up in arguing semantics and turning an argument personal that never should have been personal.
It became personal with me.
I'm making this video in the wake of my most recent video that was a large departure from my usual content in the sense that I don't make a lot of political content. Because when I do, I know that I always run the risk of YouTube comments just being completely unhinged and deranged, and not having any sense of how far is too far for a civilized debate. However, as of right now, the comments on my most recent video, as the video is gaining traction, are a surprising breath of fresh air. An actual civilized debate of mostly people who have differing opinions to mine, but who aren't resorting to ad hominem personal attacks, but rather describing eloquently and peacefully that their opinion is different. Here's why, and here's why I disagree with your stance. This isn't exclusively a problem on the internet, but it is certainly a lot worse online, and I feel it has only been exacerbated since the creation of the internet. The internet gave people a faceless way to communicate, and that comes with its upsides and its downsides. Being faceless means a sense of anonymity, and with anonymity comes the ability to act without consequence, without risk of anyone knowing who you are and pinning you for anything that you say. Is that to suggest that prior to the internet, people were all morally upstanding and never personally attacked one another? No, not at all. But I certainly think the practice became a lot more common once people were able to hide behind a faceless avatar. Is it just one side of the political spectrum that is guilty of this practice? No, not at all. I don't think so. I think that anybody who engages in any form of political debate online has likely been guilty of this at one point or another. It's just an age-old internet practice of turning something personal and insulting the person behind the other keyboard. Keyboard warriors, if you will. This stifles progress in our society simply due to the fact that you cannot get anything solved if there is no intent to solve the problem. People are far more concerned with just arguing for the sake of arguing these days, instead of actually solving the problem that initially started said argument. But this is a problem that goes back to the dawn of time, ever since humanity became civilized and settled into areas with defined governments and structures and rules. People have always been intent on stifling progress by turning debate into a battlefield. And when I say progress, I don't necessarily mean to say progressive, because conservatives do also have their own idea of progress. But obviously, progress is important to our society, and at the end of the day, having a harmful debate is not going to get anyone anywhere. Which is why I appreciate comment sections like the one on my previous video, where people with opinions such wildly different as mine can sit down and actually have a reasonable discussion and not be called names, have personal attacks flung at them. It's solely about the issue and the topic at hand, and never strays away from that into something completely unrelated, like a straw man argument. It stays on topic, it seeks to find solutions, and it gets stuff done. The only reason that doom scrolling is such a massive practice on the internet is not only as a distraction from society as a whole, but because internet society is so wildly different from real life society at this point due to the prevalence of arguments online, that people can take solitude in reading other people's arguments and not have to face the realities of the world. If someone stumbles across someone else's internet argument online, they can often spend hours upon hours trolling through hundreds of Facebook comments between two people on a policy decision. And honestly, I'm guilty of that myself. But that then creates a need for escape from the escape. And when you can't escape from the issues of society because they are magnified and made personal under an internet lens, where is one to go? You can't simply avoid debate anymore like it was easier to do in an age prior to the internet. Prior to the internet, someone could be completely uninformed and even have no idea they are completely uninformed. Nowadays, in order to not know anything about anything, you do need to have a level of willful ignorance, simply because all the world's information is at your fingertips, literally just one Google search away. All this is to say that we have created a harmful world, one that is a cycle, a pattern, if you will, that's not easily breakable because it is self-sustaining. The real world sparks a debate, that debate goes online, people get ultra mad about that debate, make things personal, people retreat to online to get away from said real world issue, arrive on the internet, see the debate flaring up, and the cycle repeats. Now, this isn't to say that the internet is a bad thing, and that it's the cause of all society's problems. I think the internet has done far more good for society than it has bad, but that once again is just my opinion. I'm only sitting here talking about why I believe internet debates are often so harmful, because I was surprised to find an internet debate that wasn't. And I had been conditioned to believe that every single debate on the internet would turn into a fiery ball of anger about as vicious as the eruption of Mount Vesuvius that wiped out the ancient city of Pompeii. People don't have to agree with each other 100% of the time. People don't even have to agree with each other at all. But the most important thing to realize, and that we seem to have forgotten as a society, is that progress is not achieved when you go out of your way to stop people from even wanting to hear your cause by attacking them for having a different view. Angry debates make for good binge reading online, make for great news television, but they don't make for progress. They don't actually achieve anything tangible. They only serve to create division, keep us apart from each other, and distract us from making real tangible change towards whatever your political beliefs dictate should be the way you wish for things to change. I guess all I really wanted to say is thank you for having a civil debate in my comment section, and not one where you went around calling everyone's mother a hoe. I simply could not tolerate that. I don't want people calling each other's mother anything in my comment section, really, even if people call each other's mothers beautiful in my comment section. I think that is a bit too far in the other direction, honestly. Maybe just don't go around mentioning other people's mothers anyway. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like. I'm pretty sure this is a point that everyone can agree with, regardless of where they sit politically. I promise I plan to take a break from the politically charged content after this. I don't normally do 2 political videos back to back, let alone 2 political videos in a year. So there will be a bit of a break from this after that, provided anything massive doesn't happen. I make video game videos, I make just random talk videos, just a bunch of different things, you know. A lot of my videos are even just memes and shit posts where I edit a song beyond comprehension. I mean, honestly, like, this channel is random, and that's what I love about the place. So, regardless of what you think of my political beliefs, there will always be some kind of content here for you. But yeah, I'm still rambling on. I will catch you guys in the next video, whatever random unhinged content I decide to make next. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.